Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you guys are doing good. Today, I'm going to be talking about my progress. The last thing I had posted, which was about a month ago, was me blowing my funded account. And I had said a couple of things that I was going to change in my trading and a couple of things that I was going to change in terms of how much leverage I was using. And I have been living up to that recently for this past month. So I just kind of wanted to update the channel and kind of let everybody know what I've been doing lately to change that. And I've been sticking to my rules. I don't really break them as much as I did before, especially nowadays. I do work a lot, so if you guys know and you're still working while you're trading and shit like that, it's like it takes a little how can I put this? There's a lot less pressure for you to be involved in the market. And I think some people like to say fuck that and they go in and dive in anyways while they're at work to take like trades and stuff like that. But to me, I think it's a little different. I think over time, the things that I was taught, the things I learned, the lectures I really like are able to take in during this off time when I'm not really trading. And if you can see right here, this is the account that I've been trading with, like I think only 1 to 2 micros. At most, I'm trading about 3 micros, but this is an account I brought up using micros. Today I actually was down 140 bucks, so the high on this account was a little higher. But I have been living up to sticking to my rules. I don't really trade outside that micro times unless I'm adding to my already existing position, which is gonna like send price a little lower or something like that. Or if I'm in a trend like position and I'm assuming that the price is gonna run a little lower, that's the only time I'll add a position out of the macro times. But for the most part, I'm only trading within that hourly, that 20-minute hourly interval, which would be like 9:50 to 10:10. I'm only trading during those times, specific macro key times, and I'm really avoiding anything else. Um, and I've stuck into that rule pretty fairly. I've been learning a lot about probabilities as well, and even if you get into poker, so I do kind of want to talk about poker too. These are just things that I've like covered over the past month since I have been blown. Well, since I blew the combine. And I like to dive into things and learn about a lot of things when I am, when it comes to trading. I think different things outside of trading can help your trading. For example, poker. And why I want to talk about poker, and I'm honestly going to get into it now. Poker is a good thing to kind of understand, or if you want, learn it. You don't have to learn it all, you just got to learn the idea of it. And essentially, what I think is good to implement from poker players is that poker players understand the probabilities of the next card that is going to be dealt, or the next hand, or what everyone else's hand is going to be. What cards do they have in their hand? Now, they understand the probabilities of it. This person is more likely to have this set of hands as of right now, this far in the game, right? So maybe they should play a little more aggressive. Maybe they should play a little less aggressive. Maybe it's more risky. Maybe it's less risky. They understand the probabilities of these, per se, hands, right? And I read something not too long ago that was saying a poker player came to come trade commodities, and he was amazed by the fact that so much commodity traders don't know much about probabilities. When in poker, probabilities is pretty much everything, right? And it made me think for a bit. I was like, you know what? Let me study poker for about 3 days, see what it's about, because I've never played poker in my life. I don't gamble at all. But I wanted to see what that probability kind of aspect in poker could I implement into my trading, or could I even implement. And I learned about the probabilities that they use. So if we relate that to trading, let's say in a certain market condition, we can have a higher probability for a hit on your position, right? So you can have a higher probability to make money in this certain market condition. I didn't really think like that before, right? I mean, you hear it a lot over the time, but a lot of things tend to fly over your head, especially when you're on the markets every single day, I feel like. And since I've taken a little bit more time away from the markets, I feel like all those lessons tend to like come out at random times during my day, and I'm like, "Oh, I finally get it," or like, "Oh, you know, for the past year, they've been telling us to not break your rules and you still break your rules," you know? And it's like that's one of the very first things people talk about when you get into trading in general. They're like, you have to have a set of rules and you can't break those rules, right? But what that time in the beginning stages of your market trading, I guess you would call it, is it's that time where you're learning what are your rules in the first place and what happens when you break them. That's why I don't believe in someone can be profitable within like the first 2 3 months. That's just insane to me. That would be crazy, because the market gets so much more complicated, and it's it's like you can't learn this shit in less than 3 months. Like I promise you, if anyone can talk on that like kind of subject, I studied this shit for like a whole year, like straight study, like I was going to school for this shit. I wasn't going to school, but I studied like I was. I am a college student. Well, I was a college student before, so I know how much it took out of me to really get good grades out of college. And I transferred that kind of knowledge into putting like that amount of effort plus some more, because this is something I actually want to do, into learning how to trade, right? And I can tell you within the 3 months that I was not, and I'm just giving you an example, within 3 months, it's just not like plausible. That is almost impossible. Sure, it can happen to some people. Some people are just gifted. Not everybody is gifted. This shit takes time, right? And I've really put in the hours. I have countless notes. I have countless documents. I've, I have countless data, and I'm still learning to this day, right? And I still have yet to see major success with this. And I understand like how complicated trading can get, right? And I know a couple of people can say just simplify it, right? But I don't like I think you don't get to that level of just simplifying things until all of the pieces connect into one little simple circle, and you can just act on those things within that circle without even like really thinking about it too much, right? You need time to build up all of this leverage that you have on the market, or all of that leverage that you have or that you're going to want to have over the market. Now, that's just how I feel about social media. I feel like social media tells you that oh yeah, my course member hit it in a month. My course member became profitable in 2 months. My course member made fucking 30,000 in this month, in this first month of trading. Like, bro, that's ridiculous, bro. It's marketing. It's. Eh. Anyways, anyways, I could be coat maxing. Maybe it's just not working for me in a month. But I can tell you for sure that this market shit is just way more complex than people make it seem on the media, because they want to get you in some sort of course, or they want to sell you something, or they want to market trading, or maybe even we can go as far as to saying it's big money marketing liquidity for them. But but that's besides the point. What I'm trying to say is that this shit takes time, and I'm willing to put in that time. And I'm not expecting success anytime soon. Success will come when it comes. I'm not rushing it. I'm not forcing it or nothing. But yeah. So now I kind of want to talk about what I've gotten into. Well, those are one of those things: poker, understanding probabilities. You want to understand probabilities, and then once you understand probabilities, you can know when the trade is most likely to hit your TP. And I aim now to take the most high probability setups. And when the setups aren't so high probability, I like to shrink my position size, right? So as I was saying, I trade with 1 through 3 macros. I've been trading on this account for 1 through 3 macros. I haven't traded every single day since the start of this account. So I started at the end of January. So you can say at the start of February. And it's currently been 1 month, and I am up $900 on the account. And this is just 1 to 2 micros. I only think I did one trade with 3 micros, but this is 1 to 2 micros. which is showing you that in a longevity term, my strategy is working. It is profitable. Now, what I want to like say about this is a combine. I don't think it's the most efficient thing to do is to sit here on this one combine trying to spend all this time getting it to 3,000, right? Getting it to the profit target. I think I should be a little more aggressive on the combines, right? So I think I'm going to up the leverage a bit. I might up it maybe 2 times what I'm already doing right now. And the month has already cycled, so I do have a reset available, and I also picked up a discount. What the fuck disconnected? What disconnected? Oh, okay. I'll just take. Anyways, yeah. So I have 3 accounts. I can reset this account, and then I have another account that I bought when Topstep was offering discounts. And what I'm going to do is up the leverage a bit. And I know I had originally lowered the leverage, but I was trading minis before. I'm still on micros, and I'm gonna up the leverage on the micros so I can get a little more return. But I tested my consistency with my strategy, and it's been working so far. This is very consistent. And over a month, it's grown. All I gotta do is up the leverage. So I might 2 times or maybe 3x the fucking leverage, and then we'll see where that goes just for the combine. And then once I get funded, I will bring back the leverage to what I'm trading with right now, because over a month's time frame, this is not bad. $900 over a month's time frame is not terrible. I can't complain. I think that's actually really good. You know, I don't need that 10 grand month yet. There's no rush for me right here. I'm completely dedicated, or devoted, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm there. All right. I don't need that shit. That's for later on when I can up the leverage and when I have enough money that I've made off of the prop firms to get more expensive accounts, right? And then we can up the leverage then. But right now, the point is I need to make sure that my shit works, because if it's not working, then I don't really have anything to play with. And I passed the combine before, and this is showing me consistency here, right? So I think I'm gonna push it a little bit up the leverage, and we'll see where that takes us. But that's gonna be ongoing for the next couple of weeks, maybe another month. Who knows? No rush for here. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with me right now. There's not really much else to say. I think what I want to do is get a little more aggressive with my posting. So maybe if I can post a sort of video review of my setups and my trades every single day after I trade, because I haven't been really trading much. I promise you, it's just been a couple of here and now and then. I've been working more than I've been on the screen, so I haven't had much time to trade. But with the time I've had to trade, and with the ability to stay away from the markets a bit, this is what I've been making, you know. I think before the problem was that since I was kind of full sending it on this, so if you guys don't know, before I was flipping motorcycles, I had actually quit from all of my jobs to kind of focus on this straight forward, but I had to make money on the side, right? So I had flipped a couple motorcycles and a couple cars to kind of keep me at a place where my savings was not diminishing, and I was able to survive like that. And by all means, guys, don't do what I did. I did it because I have saved a lot of money, and I gave this shit a shot, and I'm still going now, and I'm back working and all that. But yeah. So while I'm working now, before it was this is all you have, and it has to fucking pay off, right? It has to work. It has to work now. But it that just fucks you over in your mindset. I think for specifically trading, that's what it does, right? I think in any other niche maybe it might work, oh, I need to fucking market this fucking shit now, or I need to sell this product now. It has to work. I gotta keep putting. Maybe it'll work in other things, but here, bro, if you are always having that on the back end of your head, it's always gonna bite you on the ass, right? Because you're gonna make a decision that you don't want to make. It's gonna be a decision that you're gonna have to make, right? Because you have to make it work, and that's just not how trading works. Trading rewards patience, right? It doesn't reward fucking clicking that button and getting in there. Hell nah. I think we all know that. Um, fucking you want to trade 30 times a day because you want it to work, and then boom, your account's blown. Fuck that shit. Um, so yeah, I think with this working stuff, like a lot more recently, it's also taught me more about patience and more about like letting the market do its thing. Like today, right? Today is one of my days off that I've pretty much had in like 2 weeks. Like the only day off I've had in like 2 weeks. I've been working like a motherfucker, right? Um, and today is like, okay, I'm in front of my screen at market open, right? And I can take some fucking trades finally, right? The first trade I took was I had up my leverage a little bit, so I was risking $200 for I believe $600, and I was betting on the market to go up. So I can actually show you guys right here. So I got in at, I believe it was one of these macros right here. It was a second entry right here. So I got in somewhere right here, right? I got in right about here. And I had gotten stopped out. Like once we went above the CE, I had entered here. Okay, I remember. Let me highlight this for you guys. And 1210. So this was a macro I was trading. Remember when I said I only trade macros and that's part of my rules? Well, this is a macro right here. 11:50 a.m. through 12:10 p.m. This is time. This I trade based on time, right? And I only trade within these macros. So I took a long position here, and my stop was placed right about here. Right here. It was placed right here at this breaker. Sorry, this order block. And then I went long. As you can see here, it comes down and stops me out. When it actually came off this level here and came back up, I actually moved my stop loss a little higher. So I moved it right here. So then it ended up being a $125 loss instead of a $200 loss where I had originally had my stop. And I got stopped out. And after that, I got off the market. I was like, that just, it's like, nah, like this is fucking hideous. You know, we get into this volume imbalance. This is a volume imbalance from the 1 day chart. And we start consolidating in here. And I just didn't fuck with that, bro. I was like, all right, it's either going to go here. It's the third time it comes in this volume imbalance. It's either going to go here and then go up, or we're going to start consolidating more and price is going to hold it in a little longer. And that's kind of what it does right here. You know, it kind of held price in here. We found a little bit of footing here, but then it came back down and returned to it. So I'm just like, in this market condition right here is not something I want to be involved in. I just lost 125 when I upped my leverage. So it's like, I'm not going to overtrade today. As much as I'd want to, I have not got a day off, right? And today's the day I get a day off. And I'm right here in front of the charts being able to trade. I was able to walk away from this shit, right? So that shows progress to me. That shows patience. That shows improvement to me. Because I remember back in the day, or a couple months ago, I would have definitely wanted to figure some shit out right here. Like today, because this was the only day I was able to get, right? I would have definitely wanted to force something to figure it out. And kind of sucks because this was, this ended up going a little higher. My original target was, I believe, it was, where's that buy side liquidity at? Yeah, I don't have that shit. I can't see it, but it was a little higher. But, yeah. Well, I've improved with my patience. I'm staying a lot more firmer with my rules. I'm not really doing all that extra stuff. But yeah, it ended up going a little higher after it stopped me out. It just blasted off on this rejection block here. And I was actually watching this level here, and this level here was like a good. This was the like lowest close we had here on this side, and we see a price close above it, but it didn't come out of this rejection block, and it essentially pushed price higher. This could have been an entry here, but it wasn't inside the macro, right? So in times like this, there's like nothing we can really do, and I like to stick to my rules nowadays, so I just let it through. But yeah, guys, so moving forward, I am going to be upping my risk. I do want to upload more. If I trade like any day on my desktop, if I'm trading on my phone, I try to avoid trading on my phone, but understanding probabilities, it's like if I'm trading in the right times of the day and nothing much is going on in the day, like right now, if I had work, I wouldn't really be touching or I wouldn't be trading on the phone, right? Because we're going on that war, or what's happening in politics right now. I don't want to speak on it online, but what's happening in politics right now, it's like it's pretty high risk, low probability right now. And in my mind, I process anything I take right now as a low probability setup. So it's like kind of didn't make sense for me to up my leverage, but right now with everything going on, I just see the market as low probability right now. So I'm staying away from it, especially we're in NFP week as well. Next week might be different. I might jump in there a little, but with all this thing going on in politics, I kind of want to chill. But yeah, I wouldn't be on my phone taking any setups during this time. I'm on a desktop. I could see the market a little more clear on the desktop. So I might trade next week, but if I'm working next week and I want to take a position on my phone, I might not, I might think twice about it, or I might keep the leverage low until anything changes. But as of right now, the mentality or the goal is going to be to up my leverage and see if I can get to past this combine faster. But in this time of the market right now, it's not the best time to be upping your leverage or even trading in general. But yeah, I will dish out a couple videos if I do trade. I do want to speak on how I view the market during this time right now as well, but that will be for another video. Just right now, I just kind of wanted to update everybody, or just update my channel, because I know not that many people are watching, but I just wanted to update my channel. It's been a month since the last video I posted, which was about me blowing my combine. And yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys were listening, leave a sub. Other than that, you guys have a good day, stay blessed, and be safe out there.